Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Automation Hub Sathak, and in today's video we'll learn about how do you actually run those test cases only. We are not talking about different annotations, so we'll learn what are the different techniques to prioritize only running the test cases. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a class and we will write about priority for test cases. Okay, which one for basically for the purpose of execution. So this is what we are doing. Okay, so for the purpose of execution we are trying to prioritize test cases. So let's go ahead and quickly make few of our test cases, and I'm only writing @test annotation. I'm not using any other annotation as such. So public void apple. Okay, why I'm using apple I'll let you know. These funny naming conventions is a little simpler to understand. This test case has alphabet A. Okay, @test public void balloon. This test case has alphabet B. Okay, now I'm writing @test public void coding. This test case has alphabet C. Okay, now I'll write another test case. I'll write the fourth one. Test. I'll write public void zebra. SYSO. Oops. Oh God. This test case has alphabet Z. Okay, I hope this much is understood. So what I'll do now, I'll just run it. Okay, run as test-ng test. We'll see what is the output. Very simple. It runs in an alphabetical order. So now you people understood how test cases run when there is no other settings which is done. Now let's say for example you will say ki how about introduce a certain number @test public void 1 2 3 4. Okay, now is this possible? It will not allow you, right? So instead I'll write 1 2 4. It will not allow you, right? Accord. So this is not allowed. Okay, so technically you cannot do such things. So if anyone will ask you with a funny question, what if my method is a number 1 2 3 4 or 1 2 4 5, then technically speaking you cannot do this. Okay, so this is not a priority of execution with numbers, like whether it is has to be an alphabetical method name or numerical. No. But such kind of stupid questions are also asked when people want to confuse you and they do not want to take you in an interview. They'll ask you all sort of stupid questions. These are criterias of rejection. I have faced quite a lot of them, to be very honest. Okay, so now this is one stupid thing which you need to do, which you need to know. You need not do this. Don't do it with anyone if you are interviewing them also. Okay, now next question is, let's say for example you do not want apple to execute first. You want balloon first, followed by coding, followed by apple, then followed by zebra. But as of now your main concern is balloon should execute first. You're least bothered about the execution priority of the other three test cases. You want balloon to run first. So what will the interviewer do? He'll ask you, how will you make sure only balloon runs first? So it will be very simple. You will say priority equal to 1. I'll set it up here. Priority. Okay, so now 99% of the people will think, since for this particular test case balloon I have introduced a priority equal to 1 alongside @test annotation, this thing will execute first. Answer is no, it will not. Again, the same sequence will follow. Apple, balloon, coding, and zebra will follow, in spite the fact that you have introduced a priority list here. So let's see and know why. Did you get it? So it actually gives a very vague kind of an answer right now. So you set the priority for 1 here, but it has become fourth. So let me remove this completely altogether and see what happens now. You see the output here? Just remember the output. A came first, followed by C, followed by Z, followed by B, wherein priority was supposed to happen here. Okay? So when you, so instead of priority becoming 1, it became fourth. Isn't it funny? Okay. So now let me do one thing. I removed it. Okay. Let me run again. Again the same sequence will follow, like the very first sequence, A B C Z. Because why? Because this is in sequence. Now when you gave priority to one of them and ignored the others, the output was totally completely different. So in case you want balloon to have execute first, you are giving priority equal to 1, but then you cannot ignore the other test case annotations as well. You have to give priority to them. So let's say for Apple you want it to happen again. So you want it in the third sequence, priority equal to 4. Let's say you want it at fourth place. And zebra you want it at second. Equal to 2. Priority, am I, oops, sorry, I'm giving it here. Excuse me. Okay, what happened? Am I doing something wrong? What happened? Okay. At the rate test public void zebra. I don't know what happened. SYSO. This test case has alphabet Z. Okay. So priority equal to 1 is set for here. I'm putting priority equal to 2 for this, and I'm making this priority equal to 3. So now what will happen is, in the previous example we just gave balloon a priority and the rest we did not. Then this, the one which you gave priority equal to 1, out of our complete amazement, that became priority number 4, because the others one you totally ignored. So if you want to set up priority for execution of test case, then you will have to enter all of them. Otherwise it will again follow the alphabetical concept of execution of those test cases. So you have to keep this in mind. And now when you run this, see the output. See, you gave B first, priority 1, exactly. Then Z you gave priority 2, C. Then you gave C coding priority 3, okay. Then you gave A the least priority, that is priority number 4. So in spite the fact that A starts with the alphabetical order, it starts the alphabetical order sequence, but no, you have to mention priority for each and every test case if you want to run them in this particular fashion. This is the importance of priority. I hope you understood. Now let me write it as an interview format. So what would be the interview questions here? So the interviewer will confuse you. The question would be something like this: what if I want a particular test case to run first? The answer is make it priority equal to 1 and make sure other test cases also get a priority. else testng will follow alphabetical sequence, and I'm not sure whether the one which you give priority 1 equal to 1 will it always come at the end or no, but this is the exact answer. You have to give priority to all the test cases for them to be prioritized in a certain fashion. Okay, now the next question is, what if, let's look at another feature. What if I do not want the zebra to operate? I do not want this particular test case to execute. I just want the other three to execute. I want balloon, I want coding, and I want apple to execute. I do not want zebra to execute. So what you will do is you will write enabled equal to false. This, please remember this, you can write enabled equal to false, then this thing will not execute. Okay, irrespective of the fact whatever priority it has, this thing will not execute. Okay, now we'll run this. You see the answer. First, only alphabet B, because this has priority 1. Even though alphabet Z, which is zebra, has a priority 2, it did not get executed. Then the control came to C, then it came to A as per the priority setup, because this is priority 1 and then priority 2 is anyways disabled, so it moved to priority 3, then it moved to priority 4. Now the question here is, sometimes interviewers will confuse you. The question will be, how to disable a test case. Okay, and the answer will be enabled equal to false. Okay, but what happens is sometimes they will confuse you by saying, why don't you, if enabled equal to true, make it enabled equal to false, make it disabled equal to true. This should also work. No, it will not. This is not an English language concept. Okay, this is a syntax, this is a programming. You do not have disabled word to be used in testng. It does not exist. It has to be enabled equal to false. And now the next thing is, what about the others? Can I write them enabled equal to true? Yes, you can. And even if you don't write, it is okay, it will still work. But if you want to write, you can write this as well. It is not a mandate, like you have to mandatorily write priority 1, 2, 3 in case you want to use them. But there is no such mandate rule for enabled equal to true. Even if you do not write enabled equal to true, that means this test case is enabled. If you write, then also it is enabled. So this one is rather important in case you do not want a particular test case to execute. But even if you write enabled equal to true, it's okay, it will work. So we'll run this. See, it works. We have enabled equal to false for zebra, it is not working, and the other three are it is not executing while the other three are executing. And even if we remove enabled equal to true in all these three test cases, then also it will work as fine as this only. Okay, with enabled equal to true or without enabled equal to true, does not matter, it will work. Even if you do not write, this means that this test case is actually getting executed. So this is something which I wanted to show you. I hope you understood the sequence of execution, the alphabetical order of execution, how just writing setting up priority for one test case and ignoring the others will not help. Still testng will run, use its own logic of alphabetical execution. So these are the things which we read and understood in this particular video. I hope you like this session, and thanks a lot for keeping my spirits high, and please do not forget to subscribe to my channel Automation Hub Sarthak, and I'll continue posting such videos in future. Thank you so much.